My name is John De Benedictis. I'm the Executive Director for the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. And today we have our host is going to be Ian McClurg, and he'll take over in a second. And our guest is Francisco Matos. Hope I said that correctly, from Portugal. And we're looking forward to a really exciting session. Again, you can ask any questions on the Q&A, and hopefully the chat will work. So Ian, if you'd like to take over, and I'll just be here in the background if there's any issues.
Thanks, John. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm happy to introduce Francisco. I've known Francisco for about a year and a half, I think now, and we've sent some players over to Portugal to train at this Porto Center, and we're sending some more over the next couple of months. So I'm very passionate about individual development, so that's a topic we'll be covering off today with Francisco. Portugal, as everyone is aware, it's got a deep history of developing great players, great technical players, and obviously the top clubs are producing some of the best players in the world. So I'm going to hand it over to Francisco. I think he's got the presentation in 3 parts, which explain a little bit. So first of all, he'll do an introduction, who he is, about the program. We'll talk about the methodology behind his program, and then we'll discuss from there a little bit how you can maybe adapt some of this training to your own individual situation, whether you're a team or small groups or else individual training as well. Okay, so I'll hand it over to Francisco, and like I said, if you want to keep on putting the questions in the Q&A, I will keep tracking those during the conversation, and then we can obviously take care of those questions as we go along.
So, hi everyone. First of all, I want to thank Ian and the Coaches Association for this invitation. For me, it's a huge pleasure to present and to share what is our passion and some ideas that we believe and that we've been developing throughout the years. I want this to be, let's call it an open conversation between all of us, to share thoughts, ideas, experiences, to turn this even more richful for everyone. I will start to share my screen. Okay, there I have a small presentation to all of you. Okay, Ian, is sharing? Okay, it's
I can
okay?
see it, yes. Yeah, it's good at my end.
Okay.
If anyone cannot see it, maybe just pop a note in the Q&A. I'll just double check that, but it looks as though it's working.
It's working?
Yes, I think we're good, Francisco.
Okay, so like I told you, I am Francisco Matos. I'm one of the founders of Individual Football Training. My personal experience, I started I played in low levels as a football player, but in early phase of my life, I understood that my passion was to coach. I started to coach in 2004, and in 2005, I started to coach as individual development coach. I had a long experience in Spain, and in 2013, we decided to create our own training centers with ideas that we brought from Spain to combine with the Portuguese methodology, and with that, creating our own identity, individual football training. Along the way, parallel to that, I've been working as a coach as well in clubs like Boa Vista. I've coached as well in professional level, in second league, in third league. And since 4 years ago, I started to collaborate with Benfica on the individual development for the youth players. With this webinar, for us, it's important. For me, it's important to first to understand what is this concept of individual development, because most of the times we see that as skills, and so it's very important for me to pass what we feel and what we understand with this individual development concept. And most important is we have the ideas, okay, but how do we structure this, okay? To give you as well a brief idea, along this these years, we've been working with youth players from all ages, since 6 years old until professional players. Professional players like Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot, recently, as you all know, Steven Eustáquio, that is from the the Canadian team, he's been working with me. Many other players from Porto, and we say all the time, players from Benfica, the top goal scorer right now from Serie A, Tiquinho Soares, and many others. And all the time we say that if these kind of players that are on the top level, they feel that this little compliment is important for them, for the youth is even more important. This is just a brief images from the players that have been working. We have Tiquinho Soares, Bruno Fernandes, Dalot. On the bottom, you have the midfielder from Benfica, James Rodrigues, the right back from Leicester, the left back from Man United, Alex Telles. So many players that feel that this complement. I want to be clear that this kind of training for us, this doesn't replace at all the training at the club. The most important is the training that each player does at their own club. But we are a complement that we provide the tools that sometimes the club doesn't have the time, and the coaches sometimes they don't have the time and the time to give to the players and the attention that these players specifically need. So along this brief hour, we'll be speaking about the importance of the individual training, the relation between the technical part and the player, and how do we structure these specific training. Why we feel that the technical development is important, and I tell this all the time. In all of our professions, as lawyers, as doctors, as coaches, if we feel comfortable with our actions, our dynamic will be completely different. If we feel confident with our tasks, our roles, our actions fluid in a different way. So why the technical development is so important? First, because we want to give tools. We want to give more technical resources to the players. We want to make them feel capable to be proactive on their actions. And to be proactive on their actions, they need to feel capable. By feeling capable, they will gain confidence and motivation. And with that, we feel that we are boosting the individual performance. That's why we feel that this technical individual training is so important. Important as well is to understand what is individual technique, because most of the times we confuse the individual this concept with doing skills with the ball. In our opinion, we have a different opinion. The individual technique is the normal concept is the capacity to dominate and to execute the actions with the ball in which we have success. Okay, this is the individual technique. But at the same time, considering that the football player, for the football, the individual technique is not enough, we need to ask ourselves, what is the relation between the individual technique and the tactical intelligence? They can, and a question that sometimes that I do all the time, can they work separately? The technical intelligence is enough for the football player, the individual technique is enough, or they need to be combined together. I give this example all the time. Sometimes we have, imagine, a winger that on 1v1 is very strong. So he receives the ball with an excellent first touch. He attacks the space. He goes on 1v1, but he made the dribble, but on the wrong timing, to the wrong space, not checking what was the relation in connection with the space and with the opponents and with his teammates. So he made the wrong decision. However, he had an excellent capacity to go on the 1v1. On the opposite, sometimes we have players that they are very intelligent, that they scan, they have an amazing capacity to scan, to understand what the space is, the information that the space and the opponents are providing. On that, just a few less than a second, but the ball comes and they do a bad control, and they need an extra touch to have the ball in the certain position in the correct moment to go to the next action. But the fact that they made an extra touch, the time that he lost, already the decision will be different. So that's why for us it's very important to understand that the individual development is the way to combine the individual technique with the tactical or the game awareness. And nowadays we know that, and we are all coaches, the way that we work in football, we have GPS, we have everything. Everything is becoming so meticulous and so rigorous on the work. So why don't we have a focus on the individual, on the development of the player, on the way to develop the specificity of each player? Why? Because what we want for the football players is to give them tools for them to be capable to, and we'll see, to solve the problems of the game.
Thank you for watching this short preview video from the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. To see the full video, plus have access to hundreds of other coaching videos, blogs, webinars, and podcasts, plus free and discounted coach education courses and other soccer merchandise, plus to have exclusive access to register for all future NSCAC conventions, both live and online, click on the link below to become a member of the NSCAC today. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as your continued support allows us to continue to provide coach education and coach development resources to soccer coaches across Canada and worldwide. Thank you again for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you at future NSCAC events.